We are stepping into some strong energies that are turning the tides for your spiritual growth on the path ahead. One of these shifts includes the beginning of a brand new 21-year chapter that will change life on Earth as we know it. Get ready for these important shifts by tuning in with me to receive your angels' messages for the full moon cycle spanning from January 25th through February 8th, 2024. On January 25th, we have a full moon in the sign of Leo. First off, this full moon is a continuation of the powerful, creative manifestation energies that were set into motion on the January 11th new moon portal. Full moons are always about reaping what you've sown, fruition, and culmination. Whatever seeds you planted early on in January are now germinating and pushing through the surface of the soil. In other words, you're now at the point where your life is starting to express your biggest intentions. You're showing the world who you are as you hold your intentions and values and make them part of your life. Even if you didn't consciously set a New Year intention or a 111 new moon portal intention, you are still expressing and manifesting the deepest intentions and values you hold in your heart. And those intentions are now getting ready to surface in some way. These next steps on your path have the potential to feel very big and expansive, especially since the full moon and sun are aligned with Jupiter and the dwarf planet Haumea in a fixed grand cross. This alignment represents a massive expansion, magnification, and determination towards whatever you're creating, especially in co-creating a new Earth. Things may feel more intense, accelerated, or overwhelming than usual. According to the angels, the key to navigating this is balance. In other words, yes, express your intentions and embody the new, but there is no need to force it or go too fast. Move with gentle purpose and intention and allow things to fall into balance and rhythm in your life. Your angels want you to know that you've been gradually downloading a new and higher level of consciousness since late December of 2023. This is exciting, sort of like receiving a brand new high-performing car. But as you get used to driving this new car, you might notice that the accelerator pedal is more sensitive than what you're used to. What used to be a normal push of effort in your life might yield a more overwhelming force than in the past. This could translate to feeling highly sensitive, emotionally overwhelmed, intense and rapid inner healing work, disturbances in your sleep cycles, or increased fatigue. You are part of birthing a new Earth, and the divine creative energy flowing through you is at a much stronger level than before. The dwarf planet Haumea is the planet of new Earth. And remember, Haumea is part of that fixed grand cross, which symbolizes that you're not only perhaps creating something for your personal life, but also co-creating something for the collective at the spiritual level of being. So give yourself all the love, rest, self-care, and support you need as you get used to this new level of consciousness and channel your newly evolving energy into your life's work, relationships, and creative focuses. Now, in order to fully appreciate just how momentous the current changes are, we have to talk about two very important transits that are coloring this full moon cycle. Just a few days before the full moon on January 20th, Pluto, the planet of death, transformation, and rebirth, will be re-entering Aquarius for the next 21 years. If you've tuned into my last couple of videos, then you'll recall that this is a dramatic shift that will change life on Earth as we know it. During the last cycle in which Pluto was in Aquarius from the years 1778 to 1798, the world saw revolutions, both social revolutions such as the American and French revolutions, and the Industrial Revolution. Aquarius is a sign that brings in powerful advancement and acceleration to technology and the power of the people. During this full moon, we'll have just taken the first steps into this new era of decentralization and technological progress. Pluto is a planet that pushes for truth and transparency wherever it goes, so there is a potential that hidden corruption or secrets surrounding science, technology, and society will be revealed. Though this could feel dramatic or turbulent, on the surface, it is in truth for the highest good and will help to sow seeds for future long-term stability. Then on January 27th, just 2 days after the full moon, the planet Uranus will be moving direct. This is the last planet to move direct before having all planets direct until about midway through the year, which heralds several months of surging forward, progress, and momentum. Furthermore, Uranus moving direct also symbolizes that the universe is going to be revealing what you've outgrown in your life, and therefore what you need to release. Releasing what no longer serves you will help you to authentically and freely express who you are and what you truly value. Also on the 27th, Venus will be making a stabilizing alignment with Saturn, bringing in opportunities to ground and balance yourself, despite any continued intensity that may be going on related to the profound changes that are in the air. Your angels want to remind you that despite any conflict or turbulence you may see, you are being guided in the direction of hope and long-term stability right now. You are growing at the level of spiritual consciousness right now in ways that will empower you to live the path of your soul's highest intentions. If you'd like personal guidance and support in making these shifts, as well as doing the inner spiritual work involved in the ascension path, then I'd love to help you with that. I have a few spaces open right now for you to join my Angelic Ascension coaching program, which is your most powerful, in-depth opportunity to work with me and like-minded lightworkers. Click the link I left for you in the description below to apply. Let's dive right into our angels' messages for this full moon cycle. All 3 of the angel messages that I'm about to share will likely apply to your path in some way. But if you'd like to get a feel for which message is your leading lesson or theme, then think of a number, 1, 2, or 3 right now. Whichever number you're immediately drawn to the most will represent your leading angel message. Ready? Let's dive in. The angel's first message is that during this full moon cycle, you'll be receiving information downloads. Divine guidance is flowing into you through the deepest levels of your consciousness right now. The angels are working with us at a very deep level to help us get in touch with our oneness and interconnectedness with all that is. This is helping many lightworkers to heal limiting beliefs, awaken psychic senses, receive divine messages, and become aware of our multidimensionality. In addition to your spiritual senses coming online, our planet will also be bathed in new information and light codes coming in from across the universe. These light codes are accelerated and driven into the Earth Collective through increased solar flare activity. That solar flare activity destabilizes both the Earth's energy body and our individual energy bodies. Though this might temporarily increase our sensitivity and ascension symptoms, it will also help us to welcome in new ingredients for our evolution and continue to upgrade to a more highly aware, unified, and empowered way of seeing and being. Now, one more cosmic shift of note here is that on January 27th, there will be an alignment between Mercury and Mars that signifies you'll be guided to circle back to any lessons or conflicts that started in your life around late December of 2023. This alignment is creating a very quick-minded, quick-thinking energy within you to help you resolve conflicts and move into a higher perspective of your life. This is also bringing in downloads of brilliant, original, strategic thinking to our collective, wherein many leaders and lightworkers will be given their next steps. According to the angels, there may be a big emphasis on downloads of divine guidance surrounding earthly concerns, such as our relationship with food, land, water, agriculture, finances, currency, and the economy. So be sure to tune into your inner wisdom, ask your angels for messages, and write down any big ideas that come to you throughout this moon cycle, as this guidance will include supportive, empowering information that can change your life for the better. The angel's second message for this full moon cycle is that you'll be guided to initiate a rebirth of your joy. According to the angels, one of humanity's most important collective spiritual purposes is to experience joy. Before your soul incarnated into this human lifetime, it held great anticipation for the joy, wonder, and adventure of being a physical being. To be embodied within the earthly dimension is one of the greatest adventures in the universe, and your soul never forgets its passion for experiencing joy here. During this full moon cycle, you'll be guided to remember this soul level passion for earthly joyful experiences. Yes, you may have incarnated to help usher in a new earth and embody the higher spiritual consciousness of love during one of the most pivotal eras for human evolution. But don't forget that you also came here to taste the tacos, feel the sand between your toes, and laugh with your friends. The angels want you to remember how enriching, energizing, and inspiring it is to live with a purpose of joy. Your joy not only energizes you to hold higher consciousness, but it is also a healing force in this world. We are one with all other beings. And when you generate joy in your heart, that joy goes flooding out into the collective to shine a beacon of hope and healing into the hearts of those that need it most. There is inspiration and creative energy flowing through the world during this full moon, and it will be helping you to find your inner truth and authenticity. It serves and supports your joy to prioritize what is authentically most valuable to your heart. When we feel like we cannot be our true authentic selves, this crowds out joy. But to create the love and safety that supports you to be fully and truly you, feeds your joy. The angel's third and final message is that this full moon cycle is a time for peacemaking. The world may seem to be full of conflict, but through it all, your leadership energy is rising. You are being guided to lead your life from your heart so that you can balance your world with the power of love and thereby contribute to love's healing touch to the collective. During this full moon, Mars will be square to the nodal axis, representing our collective destiny, as well as to Chiron, representing the wounded healer. This is going to ignite issues around victim consciousness. Chiron is currently in Aries, the sign symbolizing our I amness. This highlights wounds around our identity, especially when who we believe ourselves to be is a victim. Mars is also bringing in a strong warlike conflict-based energy during this time. These conflicts are fueling a karmic furnace wherein we are manifesting opportunities to awaken to the fears and limiting beliefs that create conflict in the first place. This new awareness, should we embrace it, is empowering us to rise into an understanding that will help us to overcome conflict and make peace. The human heart is beating a karmic drum in which we're collectively crying out for truth, authenticity, and integrity. The answer to this cry is to find that which you seek within. In other words, you have the power to be a leader in your own life and live from truth, authenticity, and integrity that you wish to see in the world. This truth is a peacemaking balm to conflict because to be true to yourself is to honor self-love. Love is always a unifying force, so what is truly a loving choice for the self is truly a loving choice for all. True and authentic love always creates balance and peace, and you are being invited to be its vessel, voice, and leader. We're in a time of dissolving top-down power structures in favor of community, equality, and authentic human connection. We're in a time of dissolving the old world and beginning a new one. You have the power to hold space for peace, hope, and unity through it all, and thereby live your life as one of our world's most important leaders. And the good news is that you don't need to be the president of a nation or the CEO of a giant company to do it. You can do it from the humble simplicity of your life right now. Thank you so much for tuning into these messages and for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. It helps so much when you hit the like button, by the way, as this helps other lightworkers like yourself see this video in their YouTube algorithm. If today's message lit you up and you're feeling called to take a big, powerful leap into spiritual growth and awakening, then I'd love to work with you in my Angelic Ascension coaching program, which you can apply for via the link in the description below. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye!